All right, so I'm leaning against my 24 Polaris XPEDITION, and as you can see, we've got some more upgrades for it. And a little bit ago, we had done some Sandcraft drivelines in our XPEDITIONs, and those have been phenomenal with their carrier bearings. Smooth as can be, great upgrade. But the one that we've been looking forward to the most is Sandcraft's Steering Stabilizer. The reason being is these steering units are very expensive. You don't want to deal with having to replace them where the motor and the rack are one unit. It's an expensive replacement and it's a pain in the butt. What this is going to do is this is going to eliminate the possibility of ever bending that OEM rack. Not only is it going to reduce the stress and wear on that rack, but it is also going to reduce bump steer, a smoother steering experience with it, and it's also going to lessen the dampening, which is going to be phenomenal. So I've got a little bit of an obstacle to get through. So Sandcraft sends their beefy as can be tie rods, but what they do is their ends are meant to adapt to the OEM ends. And my current setup, I currently have 1-inch forward A-arms on this rig, and I am running offset Heims because I lost a lot of steering power when I went to the forward offset arms, just didn't like the geometry of it. So I went to the offset Heim to get the geometry of the tie rods back where it needed to be, and steering has been great. So I want to maintain that. So what I'm gonna have to do is try and take my current tie rod setup and adapt it over to the steering stabilizer so I can maintain that and maintain great steering power. So enough talking, enough of me sitting here babbling on about the benefits of this. I'm gonna get into an install and gonna walk you through if there's any tips or tricks or anything that really stand out that are gonna help you have a better experience when you put one on your machine. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so I said let's get into it, and we're doing that. So I've got the tires taken off. Next step I've got to do is I'm going to loosen the tie rods at the outer end. I'm going to bust all the jam nuts loose while it's secure and easy to do so. Then I'm going to get into the fight of getting the inner ball and socket tie rod loosened. I typically like to use a pipe wrench for that, so you'll see me do it. But that's going to be the first step, is get the current tie rods off of the machine. So one of the first things I like to do when I'm removing the inner tie rods is don't be shy. So there's Loctite and everything on the inside of those. And if you just heat up the steering shaft, you just get a little bit warm, it makes it 10 times easier to get that Loctite broke loose and to make the tie rods much easier to get off. So I'll bring you around here so you can see what I'm talking about. See how much easier that was? Just like that, that popped loose. Instead of fighting that and putting your knuckles into any of the subframe, just spend a little bit of time, put a little heat on it, watch it come out. All right, so I've gotten both tie rods completely removed from the rack. So now I am going to go and loosen up all 4 bolts that are holding the rack to the frame and get those bolts removed. And then I'm going to fit the stabilizer. And a quick tip, this passenger upper bolt right here needs to be pre-installed before you set this in there, because you won't be able to get it in because of the clearances of the stabilizer here. So don't forget to do that, or you're gonna have to take it back out. All right, we're gonna get the steering stabilizer positioned in here. Figure out which way to finagle this in best. Steering stabilizer is in, and I'm not gonna lie, this passenger bolt, because you have to put it in the stabilizer before you set it against the actual steering rack. And my goodness, guys, that is a fight, a dance, whatever you want to call it, but don't get frustrated. You just got to manipulate the steering rack, rotate it out towards, pivot it out towards the front of the machine, drop the bolt in, and also move the rack up to get that bolt to drop down and to work. Because once the steering stabilizer is against the rack, you can't get that bolt in because of this clearance here. All right, once you've got the steering stabilizer in, next step is you're going to take the supplied boot. You're going to shove it big side over the rack like so. And then you're going to take this portion, and they supplied thread locker. So on that gold nut, make sure you put the red thread locker on it. And then you're going to set this in here. And you're gonna stick that in there like so. And then just hand tighten that in. And I'm gonna leave it just about a quarter inch, sorry, not quarter inch, but just a quarter turn from being tight, so that I still have movement in this arm, so that when I push the stabilizer rod, I can line those up pretty simple. And so once you get those lined up, you can then attach that to the rod. So make sure you use that red thread locker. On this main bolt, the gold bolt is 18 foot-pounds of torque it needs to be torqued to, and the stabilizer bar bolt needs to be torqued to 30 foot-pounds. All right, now we're gonna get the tie rod situated into the clevis, which fit in very smooth, and then you're going to take the clevis bolt, let me show you, there, and you're going to get that tightened in, and you're going to tighten that one down to 22 foot-pounds of torque. So I'm going to push back that boot so I can get that clevis bolt in, just wiggle the tie rod, and then we're going to just get that in. Like I said, that's going to go down to 22 foot-pounds of torque, and make sure you have it completely flush on the driven side, or you're going to have issues with it hitting some things. So make sure that that is all the way tightened in and flush. Got the tie rods in. A little bit of a fight. I had to take them off and on a couple times. Had some issues with the Heim bolt threading in. I had to clean out the threads, take them off, clean out the threads, but was able to get it. Then I found out, and I know some people had warned me, if you have forward offset arms, which I do, mine are 1 inch forward offsets, that you're going to have to shave down the inside of right here. And I thought I was going to get away with it because I run offset Heims, but it was just barely making contact. So I had to go through and I just beveled that out a little bit with a little, I don't know what you call it, like a little needle sander, one of these guys. So I was able to get that in there really nice and easy. Got that at Harbor Freight. Very much worth the money. But yeah, so I was able to get in there and just shave a little bit on the forward side of those clevises, and we should be good to go. Now I'm going to get everything tightened down. I've got to get, they include some wires to get your boots all tied down, and I'm going to get that done. I'm going to get on the ground, and hopefully with the length of these rods, I'm able to get her aligned, but I'll keep you posted. All right, you guys, installation success. XPEDITION is back on its own tires, and steering is completely smooth. Dude, I love the way that feels. It's gonna be awesome to get it out on the road. I'll do a follow-up once I get it out on the road and go cruise it around a little bit and give you a follow-up on how the feedback is and everything with that. Installation took about half hour, 45 minutes longer than it needed to because I had to bevel out those clevises to make clearance for the forward arms. Other than that, very straightforward install. Sandcraft actually has an installation video step by step, perfect, to walk you through everything. I just added some tips and tricks of things I ran into. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Happy to answer them.